Did you know wearing earbuds and hearing aids can cause impacted earwax? Eosera Wax Blaster MD can help you blast that wax at home in as little as 15 minutes. Grab Eosera Wax Blaster MD at CVS, Walgreens, Walmart, or eosera.com. That's EOSERA.com. This report is sponsored by Eosera Pain MD.
104.1 KRBE.
Let's go. Good morning.
The Roula and Ryan Show.
With Eric. It's about to get all stupid up in here.
Hey, sleepyhead.
Featuring Special K.
Nobody asked you, Kevin.
And Sam.
You've waited long enough. How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula.
Macaroni and cheese hot dog.
Ryan. I am the worst DJ ever. With Eric.
We're the champions of the world.
104.1 KRB.
Good morning, Houston. It's Yay Thursday, May the 8th of 2025 at 6:01 a.m. with the gang. Ruler, Ryan, Eric, Special K, and Sam.
Hey, good morning.
Happy Friday Eve, y'all.
It really
So
does
excited.
feel like that now. Hey, Eric, I know you hate dream talk, but I had the weirdest ass dream. Y'all are in it.
Oh, God.
Eric was trying to murder me. I'm like, we're at like the radio convention.
You mean it's my dream?
I mean, like you had like a sniper's rifle, and I'm running around ducking behind bushes, and I'm like, oh my God! I woke up like so terrified.
What did
I'm
you
like,
eat?
I
Eat something? Did it?
Rudy's last night.
Those meatballs were spicy.
But yeah, I woke up and I'm like, I gotta face my killer in 2 hours.
Great. Well, Eric, I'm glad you're awake because yesterday I drugged Eric with some antihistamine medication I thought was going to make him feel better.
You
to send him
knocked
to the
him
bed.
out.
You guys went to all new low to get me to lose rapid fire.
Oh my God,
It's pretty
you were stuck
embarrassing.
on
That
this.
was not the reason.
Oh hell yeah! Oh, it hit perfectly right at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, because look,
Lies.
when he lost rapid fire, like in the early rounds, there was no stink from him whatsoever. He had like
I don't
no
remember
fight
doing it.
left in him.
Like I don't remember 8 o'clock hour.
No,
That's so
I
great.
remember people talking. I was like, I'm like, I don't know what the hell's happening here.
you know.
You sound a little rough today, too.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm just ready to go home.
Oh, no.
Oh, Eric, if you're that bad, you should have listened to your body and just slept. You never take sick days, like ever.
Yeah. Well, I should have. I felt like I slept all day yesterday.
I know he really did.
As soon as I got home, I went pulled water in my face.
Uh-huh.
I went to McDonald's and got like a Coke and something to eat to
Trying
keep
to
me
get a
busy
little
while I'm
caffeine,
driving,
yeah.
and got home. And at 9:40, I fell asleep till 1:30.
So
That's good.
lesson learned,
Listen to your
if
body.
you buy
I don't do well with
cold
those.
medication that does not say non-drowsy, it's drowsy.
I don't do well with that stuff, I guess.
Yeah, those histamines.
I
histamines.
didn't realize the stuff that I had that I thought would help him along was going to make him fall asleep.
Damn it.
Anyway. But maybe were you? It was like a pleasant surprise. You got to rest though. Sometimes you when you don't nap ever, you're like, oh wow, that was awesome. I got to sleep. Felt great. Or did you feel groggy when you woke up?
I don't remember. Like yesterday is one of those days I'll never remember
A
again.
blur.
Yeah. My daughters went to the Katy Perry concert.
That was so fun.
I remember that.
They have fun.
Oh my
I
God.
don't know. I was asleep at.
I gave you a concert
I don't
review. It
know.
was so great.
I was asleep at 9.
My daughter called me last night. She went to a concert out in L.A., and she goes, you're never going to believe who I'm sitting right next to. Like, you know, she bought
in the
good
crowd?
Gene Simmons.
No, she's sitting next to
Daddy's
Tobey
idol.
Maguire. Like, he was there with his kids. I'm like, oh, the original Spider-Man. That's
That's
kind of
cool.
cool.
He's
Yeah,
in
you
the-
forget about
He's
this
been
thing.
kind of gone from Hollywood, right? What is
No,
he doing?
he did that last Spider-Man movie. It kind of put him back.
Well, I mean, in that.
Yeah.
He's not doing anything else.
No, not really. But she said he had his kids with him. It was just Toby and his kids. And
It
I'm
was a
like,
concert.
a band called Rilo Kiley. It's like an alternative band. But
Kylo Ren.
Like, this is on Star Wars.
That's
No,
like
it's
a
not
take on
Kylo
Star Wars.
Ren.
I know the
Kylo
scoop.
Ren
You'll talk
band.
more about
Katy Perry last night.
Yeah, I want to hear all
That
about that
was
show.
really something.
Stage looked cool.
Yeah, I gotta say, that's really cool to be the first city on of the tour. I just thought it was. I really love to know how that all came about. That we ended up being the first. I have a theory. It has to do with me and Eric getting COVID in Vegas. How's that connected? I'll explain that in the scope. So yeah, yesterday I called Eric's wife after the show to say,
Take care of my boy.
have you talked to Eric? Because the whole thing behind the scenes, I don't know if you said it on the air. I think you did. You had to get your windshield repaired at a certain time. And I was thinking, oh man, that's going to suck if he oversleeps at, because I had guilt because I gave you that medicine. So I called your wife and she's like, yeah, he made it home, but he's asleep. And I was like, well, just maybe double check him like 10 minutes before that windshield.
I had to
guy
wake up for
comes.
that. And then
So
the guy.
did you wake up on time?
Yeah, like 1:30, the guy got there. So I came down there and he's like, oh, yeah, it's too big. Can't fix it.
What?
I'm screwed.
The crack is too big.
My deductible's like $1,000.
Wait,
and I think a
thought
windshield's 800. So I'm like,
Yeah,
son of a-
200 short. I'm
I'm just gonna ride this thing till it cracks all the way
Wait a
through.
second, guys. Is that like a scam? Because if you buy that, you're supposed to like have windshield repair. I guess in the fine print it says not if it's bigger than this many inches of a crack.
No, I think windshield repair is an upgrade in both either your insurance or your warranty that you get.
It also depends
doesn't
on what
always come
dealership.
with it.
Well, no, I know it doesn't always come with it, but when you, like for my car, I specifically purchased that. Like when you're in the finance department, when you're
Yes.
going to buy your car,
I
and they're
did
like,
too.
do you want the wheel thing? Do you want the windshield thing? Do you want the blah, blah, blah?
I think mine's just through like State Farm, like
Oh,
the windshield.
okay. I thought it was like part of
like,
your
I don't
car
have a
deal.
fancy windshield where some of those windshields have like the you can
Heads up display.
Yeah, well that thing's probably a couple $1,000.
Heads up display, though, doesn't matter on the windshield. That's inside the
No, that's
console.
the windshield.
Is it the wind? Especially on the
more
windshield?
expensive 'cause they gotta-
Sometimes
They have to
from the dash.
calibrate
Yeah,
it.
that's
So Booster just had to have his replaced
Pain in the
as
butt.
well. And not only did they have to replace it, they had to calibrate it as well. Come to
Okay.
find out, they didn't do that right. So he has to take it back and get
It's all
recalibrated.
So annoying.
Yeah, it tells him he's going like negative 35 miles an hour or something
God.
like that. No, I don't think it does. But still, we were also just $100 under our deductible for that particular instance.
I hate being an
Oh
adult
my God, that
sometimes.
stinks. I know. When you're like in your
They don't
early
teach you that stuff in high
20s or
school.
your
No.
late your teens, you don't know what deductible even means. You can barely spell that word. And you're like, I don't know what that means. Well,
Adulting sucks.
if it doesn't meet the deductible, you're just coming
I
all
needed
out of your
to
pocket.
explain it to a kid. They're not going to understand it
No, it's
Until
not
you-
really on their priority list.
until you're paying for it.
You know, you can't. Yeah, you're right. That's exactly when everything changes. When you cut the cord and they're paying for everything.
Well, you know what? It's we're in a time where I think universally, as for parents, they say to you, it doesn't matter how much you're struggling financially. You should never put that burden on your children. Don't ever let them know that you don't have money, right?
in the early years.
Because a lot of people will say, oh, when we were kids, I didn't realize we didn't have a lot of money because our parents never told us that. I am like being shamed for being the opposite. The other day, my kids were talking about something. I go, I'm not spending money on that. We have money for that. And then my daughter's like, why do you keep saying that? And I said, because there's a difference between having $100 and spending it on, 10 little things from Five Below or whatever you have, or you're going to spend the $100 on a really yummy lunch together, or it's about choosing how you're going to spend your money. Doesn't mean we don't have it. It just means I don't want to spend it on that. I had this whole conversation with Sam yesterday after the show about how I'm really a struggle bus on how to make my kids understand that I guess I'm not using the right words. I don't want them to think that, no, we don't have money for that. But I'm trying to make them understand I'm not just going to, like last night, Katy Perry concert. I said that was an experience. I would spend money on an experience with you guys versus 10 shirts from the Gap that you will never remember you had when you were 12 years old.
That's true.
Nothing
Nobody
against
ever-
Gap.
Nope, that's a
I'm
good
just
lesson.
using them as an example. You know what I mean? Because I said this all the time. Kevin and I laugh all the time behind the scenes. When I was a kid and I would work for money, what I have to spend my money on? Because it's singles. Because
You don't want to pay for the whole damn album, but you don't even like all those songs.
Yeah, but where are they all now, Kevin? I don't know where the hell they are. And I don't know how many I bought. But
No,
I mean, my
they're
whole thing
and
was
they were annoying to play too because
it
you
was
had to pop
important
it,
to me at the time.
pop
And you
it
had to
out.
rewind it.
Then you miss out on all those other good songs.
But
You
you
would have
also
never
get
known.
like the instrumental and a B-side track.
Yeah,
You're
the
like,
bonus.
Ooh, what's that bonus?
I don't
That's
even
a
know how
waste.
many. If you're like 19 years old, do you even know what a cassette single is?
No way.
No,
Yeah.
a single. Mm-mm.
Yeah, because you had to purchase the entire tape or CD of an artist unheard, not knowing if there's another hit besides the one you heard on the radio, and it was a gamble. And when you're 13 years old and every dollar is precious, you don't want to spend $17 on a whole album when you think, I don't like that one song.
I only liked the one Real McCoy song, but then I discovered all the other cool songs on their
Another
album.
night,
Yeah, and yet Runaway. I mean,
Runaway.
I was like, this one's a better. Why wasn't this one the hit?
Yeah.
What was the big game changer was there was a company called Soundwaves. I loved going to record
did
stores.
too.
And
There's
they
still one on
listen.
Montrose, by the way.
It's still there.
Yeah,
Is
it's
it-
still there on Montrose.
They
Across
sell
my
more than
church.
just music now.
I think they sell surfboards now.
Yeah. So you'd go in there and they created something called a listening station.
Yeah, so cool.
And you could put on headphones and hear the whole album. And you're
Smart.
like, ooh, do I want to buy this whole thing? But I think, Roula, what you did is a good lesson, as far as teaching them the value of money. The thing is, you don't want to do is like when they're really young, you don't want them to think like, oh my God, Mom and Dad don't have enough money. We're going to lose our home. We're going to, how are we? They should
Yeah, I
be
think
stressing.
Roula's kids think that.
Yeah, you don't want anxiety.
No, I stress them out all the time, Kevin.
I've been to her house.
Yes, yeah. But when
Where's
you're in
Mommy?
it,
East Wing.
on the East Wing, of that with
safe.
Jeeves.
There's our
Jeeves.
homes. There's our home in Greece.
That's right. That's right. We'll have to give up the home in Europe. Oh.
Speaking of homes, that's been a big adjustment. Like since I've since my engagement's off and I had to move back to my old house in JV, I wanted to offer anybody on the show because I refurnished it and I remodeled it. I had been doing that anyhow because I thought I was going to sell that.
Kevin's antennas are up when you said offer anybody.
What?
I'm not like, his truck is already ready.
I got things like bar stools to tables and chairs and love seat, all these things. My garage is filled and it's all under tarps right now.
Garage sale.
Yeah. We can do a KRBE garage sale.
Why a KRBE one? Why don't you call it a Ryan Chase one?
Yeah.
Like, what does KRBE?
No, I got some things I can bring. I got some things I bring.
I got light fixtures, all sorts of things. But
we could set up.
You can give it to HomeAway if you want to give it away.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Why don't we set up at Trader's Village? You can rent a square.
Square.
Yeah.
At Ryan's address. Oh, yeah. We've talked about that for
it's
years.
so close to Ryan.
Going to the Trader's Village as a KRBE show team, and all of us bringing our stuff for that one spot that one day. We have said that for years, and we have never done that because we have a lot of things to tell. But is it Homestead, HomeAway? What the heck's it called, Kevin, from Habitat for Humanity?
Homestead.
No, not Homestead.
No,
that's your person.
That's the Restore.
Restore. That's what it
Is
is.
that for elderly?
Yes.
No, yes.
Need help
Home
at
instead
home?
is elderly care. Restore.
I'm not
is the
going there.
store- No.
Well,
Restore
it's
for
at
those.
home, Ryan, so you can stay at home and they will come and take
Yeah.
care of you.
That's right. They'll take care of you.
You have a friend.
Also, at
No,
home is
I
another
thought she was-
place.
I thought she was
At home is
insinuating
the old
Garden Ridge
Pottery.
Thank you.
Okay, so it's called what again?
Wait, huh?
What's it called again?
The
Habitat?
Restore.
Restore.
The Restore.
Yes.
Oh, no,
for
I'm
any,
talking about drugs again.
it's important. It's important. And any 6 o'clocker who knows anybody who's renovating a house, about to demolish a house, whatever it is, you get in touch with Habitat for Humanity. They come out to your house and they will do like an analysis of what they can actually salvage from your house before it either gets demolished or you demo for reno, and then you get a tax break on the things they took, and then they sell them in their Restore.
Well, I'm going to stay there for a few months, get back on my feet financially, and then downsize even more. I'm just moving to town. So
Into town. That's cool.
yeah, I think I might take up Eric, on his idea. He said, "Oh, just get like something in a high rise." But if I just got a 1-bedroom in a high rise, that'd be fine.
I get a 2-bedroom. That way you have an office.
I have a 3-bedroom I might sell here in just pretty soon, so I can move in next to Sam, help her out with that second
Are
baby.
you going to be a nanny?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, because that's what Kevin wants in his life, a crying infant.
I just need Kev to cook. I'll take care of the baby. I just need him to cook.
You know what? It's true because I always have so many leftovers. I can just be like, throw them in the stroller. Come on.
Yep. I'm here for that.
We having chicken pot pie tonight, baby girl.
Chicken pot pie.
Yeah, I made
you say that.
outright chicken pot pie. Like I bought a pie crust to put over top of the fixins that I made on the inside, and then baked it up and made like homemade chicken pot pie. It's real easy, y'all.
That sounds tasty.
Curry.
I don't know about the curry though.
Yeah, it's curry chicken.
Some
pot
people
pie.
are off on curry. They're like
Yeah.
not into it, or
That
they're
goes through you
True.
quick.
Well, oh no, that doesn't do it to me.
No,
Maybe
neither.
red curry hurts, but yellow curry, that's like.
I think we solved the mystery of the bathroom bandit in the men's room.
Okay,
Yeah, it's right over
that's
here.
what I'm saying. It doesn't
Curry boy over here.
affect
I
me
know.
like
Somebody's
that.
been
Curry
destroying that room.
Anyway, all right. There's a lot to cover today. We have more money to give away with the secret sound. We'll give you an update on what the jackpot is and how you're going to win that. Also, an update to the man who crashed through Jennifer Aniston's gate. Originally, it was like, oh, man, in his 70s. Maybe he was disoriented.
There's a Kool-Aid man?
No, that was not the case at all. And also, Tom Brady admits one of the most major things he did as a dad, speaking of struggle busing as a parent, this one was pretty major. And maybe at the time we all witnessed it happening, we're thinking, maybe not the best move as a dad. But we'll explain the scoop. Here's your weather for today.
Going to be a gorgeous day. Sunshine, high of 88. Right now, 69 degrees and 6:14 on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
Celebrity Scoop.
On the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
It's brought to you by Taquerias Arandas, and I want to give you a little update on the secret sound. The secret sound happens between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. 5 times a day. Again, text word secret to 37530 to get the entire week's worth of time. Snow into play. You must be caller 104 to have a chance at the secret sound. The jackpot has reached $1,456. So the next time we play it, that's the amount of money you could win if you get it right. If you don't get it right, we'll add another $104. That's how it works. We just keep adding $104. So then it'll go over $1,500. It's all brought to you by Shell, Federal Credit Union, and for you 6 o'clockers, we'll let you hear the sound again. We've been running this sound for a minute. Because people aren't guessing it.
I have no idea what it is.
Here's the sound. The secret sound.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're right, Eric. I think somebody. Well, you told us what it was behind the scenes. I can't remember.
I know. I'm like, and I still don't.
So the
Good
1,000.
thing I know what it is. So
I
when you
know.
call, I got you guys. I'll let you know.
1456 up for grabs with the secret sound brought to you by Shell Federal Credit Union. All right. I'll give you the Tom Brady story before I give you the Katy Perry review. Tom Brady, I think all of us, you know, if you look at it from the outside, you're like, okay, well, he's like a superstar. He is the greatest of all time when it comes to football. He probably could have played another year. But at 43 years old,
it's time to end it.
Yeah, why?
Sure.
Why put yourself
Go get
through
your
that?
$335 million contract with Fox. Go get your millions of dollars with that percentage you own in whatever team you have.
The Raiders.
You know, go let your kids maybe have a little bit more of you on Sundays than they usually did. And
Which they don't.
well, I guess not now. You're
he
right,
has to-
because of Fox. He has to travel to every city now
He's
for
gonna be
the
there
games.
like Friday or Saturday because you have to interview all the players. Like
That's
you
crazy.
do interviews with them.
Uh-huh.
And that way you kind of know what to talk about during the game.
Yeah,
Like,
but
you know when I talked to
and football
this
season is
guy.
what? It starts in like September, August.
Preseason August.
Yeah, August preseason and goes till January, February.
Yep.
Yeah.
So then, you know, for those months, they don't have him every Sunday anymore. Anyway, he says as a parent, there are a lot of mistakes you make. But one of the biggest mistakes he makes, is total blank up, is doing the 2024 roast on Netflix.
I regret that my kid.
Yeah.
Hold
Hold on a
my
second.
kids for sure.
This is an audio clip. He was doing a
Well, I was
podcast
talking to you.
with
I'm like,
Logan
wow,
Paul.
Yeah,
Tom,
like,
cool.
wow, Tom's joining us live.
Hey, Tom.
Yeah. Logan Paul's podcast is where he said this about his choice.
I regret that my kids, it's tough on my kids for sure. I love laughing at myself. It felt like I was in the locker room, but I do understand, like, for my kids, that was really hard. There's some things as a parent you don't realize until after. There's no perfect manual for it. You got to evaluate yourself as a parent too all the time. So even though I really enjoyed the show, and when you were in that moment in that theater that night at the Forum, like, it was electric. We got done. Everybody was on cloud nine. And I think that moment I'll never forget. And then I'll never forget when I talked to my kids the next day, I felt like a stake through the heart.
Oh, yeah.
That was the worst when you're having this high, like, oh yeah, this
You
is
know
awesome.
what you're
and like,
getting
oh, God, this is
into
horrible.
with a roast. You know
Well,
that
you
it's
think they're
going to
attack you, not go after your ex-wife.
Yeah.
Well, especially because that's
But
their
she's
mom.
famous, so that's why they felt like they could do it.
And plus, they're not small, so they absorb it, and their friends see it, and
How old are-
absolutely.
how old are the
17,
kids?
15, and 12.
Oh, that's brutal hearing that about your mom and
On
dad.
Netflix, where it's there.
Forever. I can go find it right now and replay and replay
It was
and
on the
replay.
front page for like 2 months.
And it was on
wow.
every social media, everything, little bits and bytes and all this stuff people talk about forever. So, yeah, that wasn't probably the best Tom Brady. All right, last night at Toyota Center, I have to say that it was one of the most fun dance parties I did not know I'd ever live with my girls. It was so much fun. Katy Perry chose Houston, Texas to launch the North American tour of the Lifetimes tour, where she basically does all the hit songs from all her albums in different phases. So her whole setup, it looks like an 8, like almost like an infinity symbol is her stage.
yeah.
And the whole theme of the tour, it's a video game she's created, and she's the main character who has to defeat the bad guy, like Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget, or who's the bad guy from like it kind of felt like a Tron, like Disney type of ride kind of situation, like real futuristic.
That's why people making fun of her in those videos, but she was doing that character on purpose, like bouncing around with that weird hat.
Which weird hat?
Almost like a wig. It was like really weird looking on her face or her head, and she looked really goofy.
Oh, in the opening one. Yeah, she had like this real futuristic chrome looking outfit. She changed like 6 different times because of the different phases. And so the whole game is there's this guy, I can't remember his name. Somebody text me at 37530 if you remember. I want to say Mayhem, but that's from those insurance commercials. Starts with an M. He's like a real big bad guy. And looks like the best way I can say it for older Houstonians, Ryan, you're going to get this. Rock 101 had this metalhead robot as their...
Oh, the Silver Surfer.
It was like a
looking
silver
head.
surfer kind of guy. He kind of had like with green neon around his head. He was like a real bad guy.
People rock.
And so her whole thing was to grab these hearts because there's like no butterflies in the world anymore, and there's no hearts, and it's all, bad stuff. And so the whole game, she's navigating to defeat this guy. And so every phase is a different thing. And I don't know why I kind of had like a negative Nancy outlook when I first walked in, because I'd heard some things about her tour. People were like, oh, God,
How could you hear things if they just started
she
it
did
last night?
She did 5 shows total in Mexico.
It was North America.
Yeah, this is the North American leg. So she'd only done 5 shows. She hadn't done any in the States yet. And I don't know. I just thought maybe how's it going to be? It was amazing. It was wonderful. She was so personable. She talked a lot, like interacted with the audience a lot. I felt like there wasn't a bad spot in that entire Toyota Center.
There was no Get a Beer song?
I mean, there were some, if you're not a big fan of all her albums, but
Right.
I'm saying, like, if
DUIs.
you had the nosebleeds, her aerial dynamics were so good. She came to every part of the Toyota Center. I feel like everybody got a moment with her because she had this giant butterfly that flew her around the perimeter. She tumbled her way all the way through from the front to the back and lands on this thing. And she, like, where your daughter was sitting, Eric, your daughter went with some friends, and my daughters and your daughter were all communicating, like, where you sitting and waving across the arena and stuff. And there's a spot where she tumbling through the air and she lands, like, right in front of the section where we had some friends sitting. Your daughter was in that section. She's like right there. I mean, I felt like you were so close to her. Even, and she picked these girls from the way up in the nosebleeds. In every show, she's going to pull somebody. And so she's like, I don't know, those cowboy hats and those like candy dots. Are y'all together? Are y'all mothers and daughters? What are you guys?
Aw.
And so it takes a while to get here from the nosebleeds to the floor.
Yeah.
And she's supposed to pull somebody and do a song. And then she's like, oh, maybe I was a little too ambitious. Where are they? Where are
no.
they? They're in the elevator? Oh, gosh, where are they? And it was teen girls that are sisters and the cousin. And the little sister was turning 7. And they go to Eisenhower High School. I can't remember the other high school. It was like,
That's
I mean,
so cool.
those girls lived the moment of their lifetime at the Lifetime store.
But now Katy Perry will learn. She'll be like, okay, I'll pick somebody in the middle bowl.
Yeah, because it was...
Took too much time. It's
Yeah.
your first show. By the way,
Right.
Mainframe.
Mainframe. Thank you, texters. Mainframe was the villain. And it was so fun because most of her songs that she did, the ones that we know that were the super hits, she even did like a back dance beat to it. So there was like, everyone's like, dance party, dance party.
cool.
It was just dance party, y'all, dance party. I just had such a great time. My daughter's 12, my other daughter's 14, my niece is 17.
Oh, you gave them a great memory.
The 4 of us together, I was thinking to myself, when I was 15 years old, I went to a concert with my friends. No way my mom would have taken me to this concert. And I mean...
Could you imagine your parents there going to a concert
No.
with you? Like
but
my
I
parents
just thought
never
that
did.
was so
Hell no.
fun. There were a lot of moms and daughters there. Somebody had said to me, like, oh, she cusses a lot during this show. The only bad words were the 2 bad words in 2 of her songs. She was just, it was such a great time. I'm so glad I made that memory. If you're a Katy Perry fan and you didn't have a chance to go to the show last night, and she has the rest of the North American tour. I know people travel all the time to go see their favorite artists. I think 100% it's worth it. She did a
good
great
review.
job. She did a great job. Everybody had fun. We stayed till the very end in my seats, and y'all know that's a big deal for me.
Yeah, you always like to bust out
Get the hell out.
a little
Because I
early,
want to beat the traffic. We had to wake up early for the show. I didn't go to sleep till 1 o'clock in the morning. Unaffected. I'm unaffected.
Nice.
I mean, it was such a high. Katy Perry, bravo, 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 Katy Perry. That was such a good time. Such a good time. All right, now it comes up to the month of May that makes us all crazy right now. If you're a parent, the month of May is crazy.
We're winding down the end of the school year.
Yeah, anything from May 1st to May 31st, depending on your school district when they want to get the kids out. Some kids go back after Memorial Day. Some kids are done before Memorial Day. Some kids are done now, depending on their finals or their whatever they're doing.
A lot of people are, before we do that,
What?
because people are like, Mexico is part of North America. That's what they just said.
Oh,
Katy Perry.
No, if you're
Well,
below
this is the
South
United
America.
States tour. The United. No, Mexico is us.
No, I mean if you
not
get that.
Central
Central
America.
America. I mean.
No, Mexico. Yeah, you're right. That's right. I shouldn't say North American tour. I should say
But that's what
United
they
States
said.
tour. But yeah, they are calling it that. She's kicking off the North American tour in Houston. Anyway, and by the way, my reasoning for that, I think, would have to do with me and Eric in Vegas. She did the Resorts World show, and we gave away a lot of trips to Vegas here on KRBE.
Yeah.
There were so many Houstonians that went to Vegas for her show. They bought their tickets on their own.
They did it
that
again
Katy
with us.
Perry's people noticed that there were so many Houstonians in Vegas for Katy Perry.
How cool.
So maybe that had something to play in why she came to H-Town.
Smart.
Big good time. All right. So, why is May the worst month of the year to be a parent? It is the worst time right now for all parents.
You're in it.
And it's not just because of the schedule. It's the emotional damage. What's the emotional damage
That drop.
of this month?
Emotional damage.
Boy, that's me.
We'll talk about it next on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
Back to the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
Hey, don't forget, in just about 15 minutes, it's Roses on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric. We're going to find out whether or not somebody is cheating.
Thirsty, thorny Thursdays. Don't forget. You're thirsty, and it's thorny, and it's a Thursday.
Are you thorny?
It's Thorny Thursdays. All right, May is the time of the year that maybe for some people are like, oh, okay, whatever, no big deal. It's just the 5th month.
you
Wow,
don't-
we're already in the 5th
If you don't have
month.
kids, you don't understand May.
You could never
May
understand
Madness, not March Madness.
Yeah.
It's May
Madness
Madness
for parents.
There's a family on the internet They're called the Holderness family. The wife, actually, I've seen her in commercials now. I think the dad also was like an actor. They're both pretty good looking people in their 50s. Yeah.
Oh, they're monetizing this.
Oh, he did I think a State Farm commercial or something because he was like one of the in a Super Bowl
there's like three
commercial or
buddies.
something, right?
He's one of the buddies.
So they do all these really catchy songs, these parody songs about life events. One of them was about how crazy it is for May. The reason it is so crazy for a lot of parents is because it's the lead up to summer. And about 28 days before the school year ends, the average parent will start feeling the end of school year stress. And in that, it means actual end of school year events, their sports. If you are a senior parent, you've been crying for 2 months already because there's all these end of season, end of year, first, last, first, all these things. And it doesn't matter what age your kids are, you got to start them in the summertime. Summer camps, what are you going to do with your kids in the daytime? You're still working, but now there's no school for 8 hours to keep them.
Yep.
So you have to get all that stuff in line. Like one of my big stressors is, okay, well, our kids aren't going to school, but I still go to work in the morning, and so does my husband.
Yeah, make sure they're fed.
So we have to get somebody to be with them in the house
plan ahead.
because there's not school for them to go to. So the breakdown is the average week for a parent this time of year, you're only 14% of the time is the only time you get to sleep. 13% of the time you're prepping meals or eating. 10% of the time you're shuttling your kids around town. 22% of the time you're working. Only 8% of all this time that you have in the month of May is left over to take time for yourself. And it doesn't get much easier in June or July either because of the fact that you're still working, but now you got to figure out what your kids are going to do. But May especially, the emotional damage for parents who have their last of their kids graduating high school or the first of their kids or whatever number's going to hit you the hardest. For one of my friends, it was her middle child going to college that hit her the hardest. She was just like in tears so much thinking, I don't know, it really changed the dynamic
Today's
of our
my
house.
last day of my daughter. The school she's been going since pre-K.
Since she was 4.
And then we've been going to the school for 11 years every day. So today's the last day. They do a ceremony. We have a luncheon at 11 and 12.
Is your wife sad?
I saw part of the video and I was getting teary-eyed. I'm like, oh, man. So.
Is your wife said that routine is going to be weird? That you
Just
don't have it
it's
now,
like-
because you've known them.
It's
for
a
so long.
monumental
That part's over 'cause
milestone.
we already did it with Ari, so I know what to expect. But
I know, but the difference was you still had Ava there. It's weird when then you've cut yourself off from the school that's kind of been your like.
Yeah, because they went to St. Vincent de Paul, and it was a great school. Mm-hmm. You know, they took us all in. I'm not Catholic, but they didn't care. They still brought us in and treated us.
Make sure you film, Eric. I'm telling you, it is such. You guys are.
I like
such
to live in the moment, Ryan.
Oh, I do too.
Everyone has to have
I'm
their moment.
watching, but
I'm in the moment.
It is.
He's
nice
in the moment of Maycember.
because when it shows up on Time Hop, it'll melt your heart. It was different for me being, Faith is an only child, and I knew I was going to break down, have a box of tissues or something in, your wife's purse, because when I watched her, and it was so cute the way they did theirs. This is high school graduation, and they would show a picture of them when they were really little, like toddler, to the graduation picture.
Yep.
And when that flashed up on the big screen, oh my God, the waterworks were just, I was bawling.
I feel like the junior parents, the parents of the juniors in high school, like you need to prep yourself for what maybe your fellow friends of the seniors are going through, because it's going to go in a snap. There's a lady that I reposted on my Instagram at Radio Roula, and she was like, 2025 graduate parents, how are we holding in? Got to do a check-in. How are we holding in? Is everything okay? Are we holding it together? I've got this, and I'm crying already, and I've got tissues in my car, and I'm breaking down randomly. Like, it's really a lot. And I'm not there yet, but I am acknowledging the emotion to come.
Like, just type in Holderness, you see they got
got
hundreds
talent.
and hundreds
If
of
you're
them.
a fan of the Amazing Race, one of our texters said they were winners of the Amazing Race. They won season 33 in 2022. They became the oldest couple ever to win the show. Kim is 45, Penn is 47, and 7 countries, 17 cities. They won $1 million on the Amazing Race.
Oh,
in
that'd be
2022.
Nice.
Nice. So yes, May is the worst month of the year to be a parent, not only for the stress of like, and that song is a good point. I forgot about that. End of the year play, end of the year parties. We need a volunteer. End of the year field trip. There are not enough chaperones. End of the year 8th grade party for your daughter, let's say. Like that whole group is going to go do something. They need chaperones for that. Seniors, they need I don't know if they do
But in
chaperones for that.
addition to all those stressors, you're right. You got to deal with the emotion part of it too.
because then later you're just sitting in your car thinking, it's over.
And trust me, when they go off to college and you're in that
live here
home
anymore.
alone, whoa, that is a shock to the system.
And the teachers, you're almost there.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
You
This
see
one
the
lady-
finish line, you're
this-
almost
This
out.
one teacher on Instagram was like, do not give me a card unless it has a gift card in it for more than $5. Do not give me a highlighter that says you were the highlight of the year. It better come with a gift card and preferably for wine.
No more coffee
It was
cups.
so
I saw a
funny.
comment. I should have copied all the it was because it's National Nurses Week.
Appreciation
Teacher
as well.
Appreciation Week, yeah.
And they were fighting who's more stressed, nurses or teachers.
Well,
I'm like, oh,
nurses are dealing with
That's what I was like,
death.
backed up like Homer Simpson.
Oh yeah, into the bushes.
I'm like, I don't want to be any part of this fight.
And later,
They're
I'm
both
gonna
stressful.
find this one of our texters who listens pretty loyally. I don't know if they're listening right now, if they're 6 o'clock hour texters, but they forwarded me something that I read years ago on the air called the overnight bag, and it's the overnight bag that you pack when your 5-year-old is going to go to grandma's house, and it's the overnight bag you're going to pack when your 10-year-old is going to go to Aunt Kathy's house or whatever. Then the overnight bag is packed to come see you, because they've moved out, because they're high school seniors, they've gone off to college, and they come home and whatever, and then after that, the overnight bag is coming back to stay at your house.
Aw.
You're the visit. You're not the solid.
sad.
I know. It was like, whoa, I can't believe it. So if you're crying, you're not the only one. We're here to hold your hand. Big Roula and Ryan show
gonna
with Eric.
be
Hug for you,
okay.
parents.
It's going to be okay.
It's gonna be okay.
It's time for What's Going Down in H-Town on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
104.1 KRBE.
All right, the Astros prevented a sweep. Astros over Brewers 9-1 yesterday. Houston's offense just really stepped it up. Eric, did you watch the game or are you still medicated?
I was asleep.
You
I was
were
in my
asleep.
cave. I didn't even know they played.
Yeah. 18,
That wasn't here, right? It was there.
Milwaukee.
Yeah, okay.
18,942 bikes were stolen last year in Houston. Experts say invest in a quality lock. U-locks are considered the most secure kind of lock. Now, do any of y'all have like a bike?
I don't know how to ride a bike.
I have a
Yeah.
bicycle, but I don't use
my
it enough
e-bike.
to have a special lock for it.
Well, they say get one of these good locks because even if only for insurance policies, because some people do take out insurance on these bikes. These bikes, I mean, my God, you can have a $10,000 bike. Now, with me, I had a $100 bike. But
I got mine for $5 from the yard sale, and all I had to do was put some WD-40 on the chain. And it was just
Wow.
fine.
Get that rust off it.
But if your bike
don't
is
go
stolen,
reverse.
if your bike is stolen, file a police report with the HPD. Use their online police report form, or you can call the Harris County Sheriff Office at 713-221-6000.
There's a video that goes around in some other country where they have a bike and they set it up so people steal it. And when they ride it off, the seat
Falls off.
falls off and the thing pokes up. Right
Oh,
into
the
their-
bar
In
goes
their
up the
butts?
butt.
right in their butt.
Oh, my God. That's what they deserve.
So like they're going for like 4 seconds and then
It's in your butt.
It's awesome.
That's what's going down in H-Town. Coming up next, it's Roses.
Okay, so Roses is where I offer your mate red roses while you listen in on the phone to the conversation. Do the roses go to the right person? Are they going to you? Or the person you suspect your mate is hanging out with and they shouldn't be? You're going to find out what happens next on Roses with the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric and KRBE.